Next test we're going to do is for dislocation. We'll start off with Dugas test. And so we're going to have our patient take their good arm over and just rest their hand on their shoulder and then lower their elbow down to their chest. And then we'll bring the bad one over, the one that you're suspecting maybe has a dislocation. Have them come over and then see if they can lower all the way down to their chest. If they can't, you're going to help them lower it down. If it still won't go down, then you're sure it's dislocated. And that couples along with like Bryant's sign and Hamilton's test, Callaway's, etc., other tests to help you determine if you have a shoulder dislocation. And some other things that for shoulder dislocation, sometimes patients have a little bit of instability, and so we're going to talk about them. I'm going to have Blair have a seat here. And there's a couple of instability tests, and the instability usually comes in because someone has had a dislocation in the past. One of the tests we're going to do is the load and shift test. You're going to stabilize the patient's scapula up here and their clavicle. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press in the humeral head into the glenoid. And I'm going to move the whole thing forward and back and then down. And if it's unstable, you'll see it'll move more than it should. And you can also see a little sulcus sign as you're putting the downward pressure here, up here, just medial to that humeral head. Another test that we're going to do is the anterior apprehension test. And you want to be in front of the patient so you can look at their face while you're doing this. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring the patient's arm up like this. And we're going to abduct and the shoulder to about 90. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of external rotation and extension while we're pulling the humeral head forward, the humeral head forward a little bit. And you want to watch the patient's face. If there's any sign of apprehension, if there's any type of laxity, the patient will show that. We're going to follow that up with a relocation test. In the relocation, we're going to bring the patient back in the exact same position, but now I'm going to add a stabilizing force with my hand right on the humeral head, so that now when I take this back like this and externally rotate, the patient should not feel as apprehensive as I am holding that humeral head in the socket.